Okay, so it is the Ray and Chase Video Games and Nonsense podcast for not Tuesday, excuse me, Monday, November 16th. Sorry, I'm on to tomorrow. I'm on
It's
to tomorrow
2:30
already. Yes,
Pacific time.
2:30. We are located at no
Yeah, our
yeah,
address.
yeah. So Ray, last week we were kind of excited about the next gen consoles. Granted, you don't have one yet.
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. I can.
I do. I do. I'm very excited about that personally. But what games have you been playing? We'll start with you. Normal,
So
like normal.
last week I didn't mention what was the date last week?
What do you mean the date?
Like
It's
when our
7 days
first podcast.
prior. So it was like the 10th or 11th? 10th?
Yeah. So at that time I hadn't played Godfall, and you know I've already told you we've talked about it, but yeah, Godfall. Been playing that.
Yeah, we talked about
Uh,
it. Now, what kind of game is this? Because I thought this game was a completely different game. Um, and then I looked at a few videos of it, and it's a game that I don't even recognize. So, what is this?
well,
Is it?
yeah.
It's a third
It's
person looter shooter. You were telling me?
Well, yeah, it's a looter slasher because it's
Oh,
there's no
slasher.
yeah there's I know I didn't I you would say oh it's a looter shooter with swords, and then I read like the description of it while I was purchasing it, and it said looter slasher. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, slasher
Okay.
because you slash
Slash
with
things.
swords.
Is it okay?
Okay.
That's just swords.
Well, no, see that's the thing. That's what's really cool. So you get pole arms, which is basically like big ass spears. You get giant hammers, maces, great swords, dual swords, just regular like kind of like a all balanced just regular kind of sword. But yeah, it's third person and the storyline is the storyline's decent, except for not the greatest that we've ever seen. But
What is the overall storyline? You said
it's
Godfall. So
basically
are you gods that fell to earth and now are fighting?
no. So
Okay,
what it is basically you're these. I mean, well, as far as because I haven't played. I keep I'm gonna get ahead of myself, but
oh yeah,
as far as I know, we're humans in these. They're called Valor plates, and they're like souped up armor pieces, armor sets. And you get different abilities for each one. But so
okay,
basically, this character Orin and his brother he wants to basically become godlike or a god, and then you basically and then he wants to rule over, and then you go and defeat him, and then he falls, hence Godfall.
okay. So it's like one instead of a whole bunch of gods falling, it's like one
No,
specific.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So and then like I said, the premise of the game is you just you have go around different parts of levels, and you fight a bunch of enemies, and you get a bunch of loot. There's different tier loots. Obviously, it's a looter slasher. You have common, uncommon, epic, legend, and then legendary, all that kind of stuff.
there's just different levels, kind of like the Assassin's Creed games. There's like or what would that be? Like the Division. There's different levels, rare,
Yeah, yeah,
epic,
but I
all that
think,
stuff,
but
legendary.
for what I feel is different about this one. I mean, I would say that the division does it. The division in this game do the well, I mean, I guess Destiny kind of does it okay, but Destiny is more of a serious grind. I mean, there is a bit of
I heard this
grinding.
game was pretty grindy.
Godfall, I mean, not too much. Not as far as I mean, I probably grinding in the sense of trying to get higher tier loot, maybe, but I mean, you get a lot. You get a lot. They have. I mean, I'm still seeing new. I think I have like a good 15 hours in the game, and I'm still seeing new weapons and new stuff like that because it's just such a they have such a variety of different weapon types that makes it really nice, and it keeps the game fresh. But it's and then just the combat is really cool. The combat is very in depth. You have, like I was telling you before, you have your polarity attacks. You have weak points on enemies that cause more damage and it causes knockback. You have a shield. You can block with your shield, and then you can parry, and then you can do actual shield attacks, not just like a shield bash, and then no. It's like actual shield, like moves with your shield that are pretty devastating. And then you have rampage that builds up, that just the more you swing, the more hits you get, it just builds up and builds and builds. And polarity attack is so because you have two main weapons, and so say like your attack, the more you attack, it's on the bottom right of your screen. You'll see your other weapon fill up. There's a meter on your other weapon, and when you switch to it, he'll slam the weapon down and cause this big huge shockwave, and it causes damage and stuff like that. And then
Okay.
there's different abilities that each weapon gets. And it's like, yeah, like I said, I mean, dude, you could literally, if you like those slash and hack and slash games, if anyone watches this, just don't waste any time. Just go get the game. Just go get the game. I promise you will be satisfied. Now it's on PlayStation 5 for 70, and then but on PC for 60, as far as I'm concerned, because I got it for 60 on PC. So it's $10. If you have a PC that runs decently, get it for PC. So you save
Okay,
10
so you
bucks.
would say buy that game for sure if you're into like
That
looter
kind of, yeah.
shooter RPGs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all level. Yeah, you gain levels, and then there's also augments that you can do, and then banners and charms and uh uh uh, amulets, and all sorts of different crap, man. I'm just like, oh my god, and it's really cool because it seems like it'd be overwhelming, like hearing about it, but when you get into it, they do a very good job of organizing it. And be like, okay, and like explaining it. It's really really cool. They really, and it's the developers are Gearbox.
Okay.
Borderlands. So yeah, so it's like, okay, it's actually
You
it's
know, yeah, they know how to do those kind of games.
yeah. So
And like always keep you interested, new weapons all the time. That's why I told Corey, um, we were looking for co-op games, and I told her about all these other ones. And then I randomly just thought of Borderlands,
yeah,
and I was like, oh wait, she might like that because it's different. She likes collecting things, items. She likes the shiny things in Sea of Thieves. Like off in the distance, she likes collect like loot for some reason. She likes to get.
yeah.
She likes getting. She didn't like the first Destiny at first, but then she started getting into the armor pieces and like, oh,
She's
I
like,
want these
oh,
gloves, I
pretty,
want
it's
this,
pretty
and then she
cool.
was like, well, how do I change the color? And I'm like, well, you got to get to a certain level, then change your shaders. And then she was like, oh, I can't wait till level 20 until I get that. Like, those are the little hooks as gamers. I'm like, well, why can't I just change the color right now or do something? But then
Yeah.
but for a person like her, it's like, awesome. I'm going to work towards that to get that ability. And to me, that's just an ability that should be in the game.
Already.
Yeah, already. But it's smart because that keeps her playing, like
Hmm.
those little things. And that's what I like about playing with her. And now I wonder about Godfall, if that would be too much for her. Is that like a co-op game you can play, or is that like a single player?
No, it's single player. Unfortunately,
Okay.
that'd be real. That would be, oh man, I would that would just make the game 10 times better. Just like Ghost of Tsushima. How it's funny too because even before we heard about the co-op version coming out, I told me and Dylan, our buddy Dylan, we were talking. I was like, dude, imagine if Ghost of Tsushima was fucking co-op. And then I think it was like 2 weeks later they announced, oh, co-op for. I was like, what? Are you like come
They're like, yeah,
sucker
that part
punch?
looked cool. It's like more like mystical.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Like
got
it's
the more
more,
mythological. That yeah,
yeah, it's
it's
more
really
video
really cool.
gamey. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. The first one's like kind of not based in reality, but more, a little bit more realistic, grounded. And then especially the combat is what I've seen on videos. I don't know how it feels.
No, that's I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? He's playing Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed. I'm just gonna let him play that,
Yeah,
beat
don't
that
ruin the combat.
because
Don't
yeah,
ruin the
no, you
combat.
yeah. So
I don't want that to happen. So you've been playing Godfall, and then how are you liking Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
okay, look, I know because I know for people who watch this, I've been kind of bitching about it a little bit. I really like the game. Okay, I really do like the game. There's a lot of really cool things about the game. Okay,
Okay, okay. But
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 but but
um. It's just for me, like I was saying to you, it's just I was very excited about the combat when I first, heard, there's dismemberment, and I'm not the only one that feels like this. Like I've been watching a lot of videos of people like, I mean, like, and it's funny
what's
too
wrong with
because
what's wrong with the dismemberment? You
no,
said
that's the thing. It's not necessarily that's what's wrong with the dismemberment. It's just the combat.
okay. The
It's
combat
it's it's
is,
it's a little underwhelming. It's a little underwhelming. Like it's, I mean, like I understand like the stamina bar. That's fine. I understand that. But I mean, it's just
but
I
did
don't.
you
Huh?
have issues with Odyssey's combat?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, that was only because I played Ghost of Tsushima and tried to go back. That was the only reason. Oh,
okay.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you gotta judge a game
But there was
based
a
on,
thing in Odyssey. So there's this one move. I'm pretty sure you already have it. It's this one specific ability that you get where your character does like 4 to 5 different attacks, like in sequence. Like
Yeah,
you hit a button and
and it
then
takes up
attacks.
like 3
Yeah, see,
adrenaline bars or
this
whatever.
is my problem. This is another thing that completely I had, like, because I was getting back into Assassin's Creed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this and beat it. And then this happened. I did that move. I was level 22. The enemy was level 20. And he was like a like maybe like I wouldn't say a regular. No, yeah, he was a regular enemy. That's right, because he didn't have like any. He wasn't really anything special.
It wasn't like one of those big barbarian
Yeah, yeah,
guys.
yeah. He was just a normal guy. And I did that specific move where I hit him, 4 or 5 times. I hit one or two buttons on the controller, and it does all those moves, and it didn't kill him. And I'm like, I'm 2 levels higher than him. It should kill him. And that right there, I'm like, he just gets up. And I'm like, no, no, I'm done. I can't play that like that. I can't do that. Now, Valhalla is different. It's different, but it's just I don't know. Like I was bothered by almost immediately by how my character swung in the beginning of the game, just like that over ridiculous swing with the axe. When you're
He's a
like,
Viking.
I
He's
don't.
not. He's not going to have like precise precision movement.
What do you mean that? Of course they're
He's a
gonna have
big
that.
brute. No, you've been
No, no,
playing Ghost of
Vikings.
Tsushima. You've been playing Ghost of Tsushima, and they're real subtle with their movements, real exact.
Well, yeah, of course, but
Yeah, and
it's
then you play Vikings are supposed to be these brutal animals with
but
big old exaggerated
all I'm
swings.
doing, all I'm doing is trying to break open a box.
That's a little weird. I don't like the breaking of the boxes.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I'm
like.
saying. I was like,
He should like. He should hit it or something
or
like a
like
real.
kick it.
He shouldn't have this.
Yeah.
Like
And then
the box is half your size. You don't need to do
and then
that.
also,
Crack it open.
yeah, exactly. And then also, I went into the controls and I saw, because RB was to attack, and then where your light attack, and then RRT, because
Yeah, I'm used
we
to
use
that. I
those ones.
forced myself to play that way in Odyssey, so now I'm fine with that. But
So that's
it
fine.
took me a few hours to get used to it.
Yeah, because I on Odyssey I changed it, but it didn't take me very long to get used to it on Valhalla. But my problem was it wasn't that, because I tried to change it. I did try to change it. It was like, hey, I'll just change it back because what I'm used to. And then I saw that LB said left-handed action. I was like, I was on the mic with Dylan. I was like, dude, I think there's individual. I think you use individual hands for each weapon that you have. Like if I have an axe in this one and hammer in this one, I hit
You go
RB,
right
swing my
bumper,
right,
and then LB swing your left.
and I was really excited about that because that it adds more of an immersion, or it adds more immersion into the combat.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I'm playing through the game, and then I finally get to an enemy, and then or I finally get it, it's just dual axes, and I hit RB and I see him swing with both. I'm like, and it was a real letdown, and it was like
Just
my
depressed.
left hand. Yeah, like my left swing, like you can like if you have a shield you can block, but if you hold it with like say like your hammer, he'll do like a specific attack or whatever it is. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but and it's just, and then I don't know, it just the just I do like how when you attack like enemies with shields, you can hit them with heavy attacks and it'll break their shield. That's cool. I do like that. And then
Yeah,
also
because in Odyssey you couldn't do that. You had to do the one specific
where he
special
pulls the
move. Yeah,
shield away. But I mean, then again, they did those shields were like fucking
metal.
iron. Yeah.
Yeah, metal. So
But one thing that I did like about the combat is when you're going up against someone else who has a shield, like an actual shield, you do feel like you're actually in a fight. Like that's like that he'll actually block. It's not like, oh, I attacked him a bunch of times and then he's blocks like once out of every 20 attacks. No, no, no. That's really cool. But then I don't know. It was just I expected more. I just expected more. I was like, it was like it was like, okay, this is cool, and then it stopped. It kind of plateaued for me. And then of course,
as far as the combat goes,
yeah.
What about the stealth? Have you messed at all with this? I haven't even gotten to the. I can't assassinate anybody yet. I'm still trying to get everything.
No, the stealth is fine. One thing I've noticed is enemies will see you from farther distances. Now, because you can, I can't tell you this without. It's not really a spoiler.
I know you can cloak yourself.
Okay, you can yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
If you're walking into like a enemy camp and you don't cloak yourself, they will spot you from far. They're like, oh, what are you doing over here?
Well, as they should. Like
yeah. So that's fine.
That's the one thing about video games I don't like. Like they should know who's in their camp. Like if they're all dressed a certain way in a certain armor, and then I'm like in the bushes, but I'm like they can't kind of see me, but see me, and then like if I get 20 feet away from them, directly in front of them, they can't see me. But if
Hmm.
I get 19, then they can see. I'm like, no, no, no. It should be from like a
Yeah,
distance
so
or
that,
whatever.
and then also what I do like about the stealth is when you're in bushes, you look like you're in the fucking bushes. Like it's like, okay, you can't, you really can't. The foliage and how it, how it covers you. That I really like. Um, and then I can't really say too much else without kind of spoiling it
Well,
for
what do you
you.
think about the how they changed the bird? Like
Um, I
the
I like it. I don't think I don't me personally with highlighting the enemies in Odyssey, like, because it was a complete, you just see their entire silhouette.
yeah.
I think they could have, instead of just taking that away completely, maybe have some sort of, like, okay, I have an idea that there's an enemy in this particular area. Not like okay, there's an enemy right here, and it's easy. But like something to where,
But you have that with the Odin sense. Like when you're in the camp, you have
oh
that
yeah,
area thing
but it's
that
just
tells you where the
it's
enemies are near you. Like I don't think you should. I don't know, in a game that's realistic.
yeah,
in
because
a,
it's all, yeah.
you control it. Yeah, you control a bird that gets your bird's eye view. You look down at the camp and you mark. In Odyssey, you would just kind of comb the camp and mark
And then you
everybody,
see everyone.
and you would know everybody where everybody is all the time. And like that to me, and then seeing everybody through walls takes me out of the immersion of this character that I am. It seems like I'm playing a Splinter Cell game where I have all this technology and I can
Yeah,
heat map people. It should kind of just be like the sense. It is more grounded because it's around you. You can possibly hear him. You can kind of make, but there's no way he can follow a guy that's 100 yards on the other side of the camp up on a tower. And it's like, okay, he's still looking the other way just in case when I go over there. Like that part, I
yeah.
like it's more grounded, and I like how the HUD isn't filled.
No, yeah,
There's
that's also
no,
great. Hmm.
yeah, I turned off the objective thing in the upper like left hand corner of the screen.
Yeah,
I don't get that anymore. Like if I want to see um, the objective, I'll have to go to it in the menus. But I don't want all this shit
on your screen. Yep.
cluttering my screen. The arrow counter is a lot smaller. It's in the bottom right corner. It's real small. Um, the adrenaline thing isn't at the bottom. It's not this huge thing at the
Yeah,
bottom
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
screen. It's like
That
a
I know.
little
Yeah.
small little
Hmm.
dash, and I'm like, okay, good, thank you. Can you just make it small? So you make a beautiful game, right, with the environments. Let me look at it.
Yeah.
Let me see it. And I think Ghost of Tsushima is the one of the reasons I really want, probably the reason I want to play that game, is because of
Yeah.
how great it looks.
Yeah.
And the fact that they make you look at the world.
Yeah.
It's not a, and then what was it? The the horse traversal in the game feels a lot better. Feels a lot better
And Assassin's
grounded.
Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
Valhalla
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
feels great. And then the way that the horse, when you do an automatic marker kind of thing, and you make the horse like travel on the road by itself, like
Yep.
automatically, there's a real subtle line on the path,
Yeah. So
and I
that's
like that.
nice.
I was like, okay, I know where he's going to go, where he's turned. Odyssey, there was none of that. He like you didn't know really where the horse was going. This I kind of have an idea, but it's not a giant GTA strip,
Yeah.
down the middle of the road. And so those are the things I like and appreciate in a game. The subtleness. The snow is amazing. I remember the snow I freaked out in Assassin's Creed 3 when
Yeah. Yeah.
when,
That was.
yeah, when you went to America and like the snow was the big thing in that game. This is awesome. I already told you about it, but I fought two polar bears and it was this long duel. It's like a 3 or 4 minute fight where I'm rolling, dodging, taking my time, backing up, attacking, rolling, dodging. And by the time the two bears were dead, blood everywhere. And then the whole scene, it's kind of flattened in most of the areas because I'm rolling around, flattening the snow. And it's
Hmm.
like, you feel like you affected the world. Granted, once you walk away and come back, it's normal snow again. But in that moment,
In
I
that
was just
moment,
like,
yeah.
"That's
This is
cool."
cool.
I
This
was
is,
like,
yeah.
"Yeah, that's really cool." I like that aspect of it. The combat for me is good for an Assassin's Creed game. I like how weighty it feels. It doesn't feel like I can dodge, roll, dodge, roll over here, and then like it. To me, I told you about this before. It makes me feel like a Viking because I have to push forward. I have to attack to get my stamina up, even though technically that doesn't make sense. But as a Viking, you stereotypically you think big, wild, crazy, exaggerated swings. Maybe not for a little tiny box for loot. Maybe not that, but he should kick it open or something. Um, but like the way they make you play that game, I don't know if it's. I think it's intentional because when you hit them, when you miss, then the penalty to your stamina is greatly increased. So I like
Yeah.
that. So it penalizes you for missing. So you can't just wildly swing. And if you do that, you're gonna have to take a breath, take a step back. I like when they make you think of what you're doing. Maybe not like too much to where it's like really, really detailed, but like there's a fine balance. And I think, at least for me, for the few hours that I've played, like I said, I played for maybe 5 or 6 hours. Because some people won't leave me alone. Um, my girlfriend, sorry. Sea of Thieves, which by the way looks amazing on my Xbox. I have to. It looks like a completely different game. It looks how smooth the 60 frames a second, the ray every. I don't even know if it has ray tracing. I'm not even too sure how if I understand ray
Yeah,
tracing,
I think it has
but
a certain amount of it.
I have no idea. But it looks good. It's 4K at 60 frames a second. Runs butter smooth. Even fighting other people got on my ship and I fought them. I felt like I was in control for the first time in that game because it's not this blurry kind of like hectic. See, like I see kind of everything, and just that jump from 60 or 30 to 60 in that game, and just the clarity and everything, it helps. I would say it helps a lot. Um,
Yeah.
that game. And then I had Corey look at it and I was like, look how clear and how much smoother this is than yours. And I was like, don't come in here because this is going to ruin your experience in the living room on your Xbox. And so she looked at it. She was all, how much is
Nice.
the monitor?
Yeah.
And then how much is the, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you're going to spend $700, $800, $900 for this right now anyway. But, but just like this, like the playing that game on next gen feels like a next gen game. It does not feel like a small upgrade from Odyssey. I don't know how it is on your PC, um, but it does not because you saw Odyssey at a different resolution, different frames per second than
Valhalla.
I did. No. I'm saying Odyssey. So did you play Odyssey on your PC? Where'd you play Odyssey?
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I played Odyssey on. Yeah, yeah. When I played Odyssey on my PC, yeah, it was a new game. I had played that game already on Xbox for however many hours. I got on Assassin's Creed Odyssey on my PC and played it for like 3 days straight. Not
Yeah, so
straight, I had work, but it was
because
just.
it was a 4K, looked smooth, got all that.
Hmm.
And so like I never got that experience. So it feels like a next gen jump
Oh yeah.
just in general. The fact that you can go from
Well,
your
money spent. Money spent well.
yeah. That fit because I think it was on sale for like $50. So I was like, fine. Usually I don't like buying brand new games, but if it's $50, I'll buy it. That's why one of the reasons I was thinking about buying Legion. But I'm like, I can't play two open world games at once. Like there's too much for me. I can't.
Yeah.
I used to be able to sit down for 6, 7 hours to play games. Maybe now it's 2 or 3. And then with Corey last night, it was like we took down the Fort of the Damned, which is a higher level fort or whatever. She stayed on till like 2 hours past her bedtime to go to work the next day. She was on it. I was like, you have to go to bed. She's all, we have to finish this. Like, we don't have to do anything. We can turn this off right now. But just that next gen jump
Hmm. It's
with loading,
definitely.
yeah, with loading all the bells and whistles, but just the 60 frames a second, 4K. It I'll be happy for the rest of my
It's a
life playing
it's a
games like
game
that.
changer.
Yeah, just that. I don't know what it. I didn't understand it, and that's one of the reasons I never really wanted to play games on your PC. And I don't want to ruin my Xbox experience. If
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know, I always
You
believe
want
that.
to
So like,
stay naive. Yeah, I get it.
yeah. I want to see like there's a reason I didn't buy. I never wanted to touch the Xbox Elite controller. Um, I knew a few people who had one like in the barracks rooms or whatever. I was like, I don't want to hold that thing because it's gonna. But when I go back to
Lift.
my house, when I go back to my room, my control is gonna feel like garbage, and I don't want to feel that way. Right? I was
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't want to get video game
Hmm.
depressed.
Yeah,
And
and one thing
no,
I will say about Valhalla, I think for the dashing, when you dash, I think it's the length of or how far you dash. I think it's too much. I think it's like it's almost like he's jumping. I think it should be more subtle. It should be just like a quick movement to the right or the left,
Oh, yeah,
because
I always wish. I wish that in Star Wars Fallen Order. I wish that you would just do these little.
just little movements. And
Yeah,
that's how Godfall is. When you dash, it's a little, and it makes it cooler, because it's like you
because the
dash and
miss,
they,
yeah,
and
the
they
miss is
barely
like,
miss
yeah,
you, and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, and you get that excitement, and then because I know, and then like how they already have it, if you want to dash, if you want to extend that dash or that dodge, you hold the button and then you do a roll.
Yeah.
Especially since, and my thing is like you're already swinging slowly. The movement is already slower because you have all this armor and heavy weaponry. But I can dash really far.
And you're just a big brute. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that,
No.
yeah.
So but they're never gonna change that, and it's
Um,
weird because going from Godfall having that little dash, I didn't really think of it, and then I went on to Assassin's Creed. I was like, oh my god, I don't like it. It's really it's kind of it's weird how much of an impact something that small can really have on gameplay. It's like, I don't know, and I think Odyssey was the same way, where you just and you're just and
you're
then
all, yeah,
yeah,
you're real far. You're all over the place.
yeah,
It
yeah, and then
helps with the animals. It helps with like the bears and shit that have
yeah,
like big old. But then you just hold down the button and have a
yeah,
bigger like
and yeah,
rollback
long.
or whatever.
And that's another thing with Ghost of Tsushima. It was just a real quick. You would just kind of move out of the way, dodge it just a little bit, and so. But I mean, and then I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I feel for the in-game cutscenes. I feel like they're a little worse, just a little bit worse than Odyssey. And for me, I don't understand how we came from like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed, with Ezio, and those in-game cutscenes were, I mean, they were decent. I mean, they weren't like the best, but you would see like the eye movement and like how it was good. It was like, okay, that's actually pretty good. And then now we have these, 4 or 5 games later, and it's like it's on a downfall. It's downgraded. I'm like, what do you? Why? How? What? Like, what are you guys doing differently? Why? I don't know. I don't. Maybe they did that so they can focus more on other gameplay. I don't know.
I would say that's more because those other games are more. I don't know. They're not as long. I would say not as long. There's less story in them. There's less like side missions. So do they want to do cutscenes where they're entering a building, sitting down on a table, doing like really scripted cutscenes, and that takes a long. You got to hire actors. You got to have a whole motion capture studio for it. Other than just having the characters to
Yeah,
sit there and talk, and then go have these kind of pre-canned animations they can kind of plug in anywhere they want. I would, and then have, because I know they have computer AI systems that do all the mouth work for them. They don't go in and animate every
yeah,
single enunciation. They play the audio, and then the computer knows how to do it and knows how to what um, shapes the mouth makes when those certain
yeah.
words play. And then maybe they have to go in and kind of fix it a little bit, but like the heavy work is done on the computer's end, and it's just kind of interesting to see that games going to that. You walk up to an NPC, you talk to him, well, my friend needs a cup for this party she's going to, and he's like, oh man, I can't believe I have to do it, and then like you accept or decline it. And what I don't like in the game is there's no bad side. There's nothing you can, when you decline it. You just basically are skipping a mission, and you're missing out on content that you paid for. So why the hell would I skip this mission? Like
There are certain consequences, because I have seen it. I've seen it when you like because as I was getting towards kind of going more getting closer to going towards moving to England in Assassin's Creed. There's there are consequences, so I won't ruin anything for you, but just there are, yeah.
for decline. Well, like it seems like if you want to decline it, it should be a mission that you're not morally comfortable
Hmm.
with. So it's like, hey, I need you to kill this guy. Well, who is he? Well, this guy's been he's a farmer across the way, and what's he been stealing your sheep or your cattle? He's like, no, he's really good at business, and he's doing a really good job. I need you to kill him so I'm profitable. And you're like, I'm not going to do that. And then maybe creates a conflict with you and that
Yeah,
farmer. But I've never seen. It's always like, yeah, this guy killed my brother. There's no
yeah.
it's always you're the good guy kind of thing. It seems like maybe like you accept it, the mission, and then you find out that guy lied to you. I know that happened in Odyssey, where this guy who was like, "Yeah, I need you to help rescue this prisoner." The he was unjustly convicted, and he's being held, and he's gonna be hanged tomorrow. And you go, you get him out, and you bring him back to the guy, and it turns out that that guy wanted to actually kill him himself. Like he had stolen that guy's wife.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
they got into a fight. The two guys did, and then that fight, the woman tried to get involved, and she ended up dying. So they both thought that the other one killed the love of their life, basically. And it's like this is nobody's fault. Like you
Yep.
can't blame him for falling in love with you. Like you were in love with all this other, he didn't know that the wife was married. So all these like that was cool because you didn't know exactly what was going on, but you're kind of
Mhm.
caught in the middle, and you have a choice to kill one guy, kill the other guy, or let them fight it out, or let them deal with it.
Yeah.
I like
So yeah,
those missions.
that's Odyssey did a really good job on that because there was a lot of missions like that where you had a lot of different choice and consequence, and I think that is another reason why I think so many people just because Odyssey. I haven't heard really one bad thing. I mean, for me, it's just like I said, the combat was the only reason why I don't really necessarily like the combat is just because it was ruined for me. That's the only reason.
Well, it's a little floaty. It's a little floaty. It's a little arcadey, and you played Tsushima.
Yeah,
So
that's yeah. So it's like ooh, it's tough to really get over that. But um, do you think uh, do you think we should talk about Cyberpunk this time?
what about Cyberpunk?
Well, no,
Uh,
it's just I mean, so far I've heard there were rumors on Twitter. I can't remember her name, but she had sent out rumors about other previous games and were correct on it. I can't remember the two games. I don't know if I screenshotted the tweet, but she had said that she heard from uh, the developer, employees of CD Project Red that there's going to be another delay, and then the other developers came out and said no. They doubled down and said no. We're going to have it on
I would
December
say
10th.
triple down or quadruple down now,
Yeah,
like because
yeah,
this is like their fourth release date.
yeah, something. So there's that for people who don't. I mean, that's semi old news. I think it's about a week old, if I'm not mistaken. So if someone
So,
doesn't know about that,
so like, how do you feel about like those rumors? Like, is it? Do you think people should even care really about rumor? I know it's fun to talk about. It's just like I'm a basketball fan, so like the trade rumors, like oh James Harden might go to the Nets to play with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Like, could you imagine that? And then for like 3 days, people are all talking about this. Then it possibly never happens. So you just spent 2 days
yeah,
talking about a fictional world where this happened. But like, unless something like I don't know. It's fun and it's interesting on one hand. And the other side of me is like, why are we wasting time with this person who doesn't know like who might not know anything, who might just be doing it for clickbait purposes. We don't know. But she, like you said, she has been right though, and
yeah.
before.
She does have a track record of being correct.
Okay.
So because I know that there are a lot of people on Reddit too, who go like so the screenshot that I have of the rumors of Battlefield 6, that same person was also correct about a couple things about Battlefield 5, and
Okay.
I think Battlefield 1 as well previously before that. So what I for anyone that does watch this, if you do hear rumors and like one particular person is saying these things, look at the track record and take it for what for whatever you want. But anyone, I just for anyone that's watching, just prepare for another delay. Let's just do
It's
that.
not going to be delayed. It's not going to be delayed again.
Yeah, no, that's what the developers said themselves before this next delay. So
It's not going to be delayed again. There's
no more
no.
delays. Actually,
We need 21 more days to polish the game up.
you're like,
It could it could just be supply and demand. I mean the next gen versions. I heard the next gen versions were ready, but the
yeah, the
Xbox
PC
it has
next.
to run on
Yeah,
Xbox One for some reason.
I'm like,
Just make it run on the X
yeah, that
and
would
the
be
S,
more.
and
Yeah,
yeah, just fine.
make it a next generation.
Well, not even an X. Just have it run on the Pro and the Xbox X, and then there's millions of. I don't know how many people are going to play that game on the original Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I
Well,
don't know what those numbers are.
I have an original PlayStation 4.
I don't know. Like that's what that's I don't know. I can't imagine it's that many. Like how many people didn't upgrade like to the next like
Yeah,
that small upgrade thing. I'm just like the people who want to play Cyberpunk, like the hardcore
yeah,
fans. I think those like you're not buying it on the PlayStation 4. You're buying it on your PC. Your
yeah.
$1,500 PC. Like
Hmm.
that's what you're going to play that game on.
You know, it's also about. I just you know the on YouTube Open World Games, the guy that we were talking about
Yeah.
yesterday. He made a video. He was saying that Cyberpunk looks like it's going to be more expensive to make, more expensive than GTA 5 was,
I
and that's
mean, I don't.
expensive.
Oh, that's well, yeah. Well, GT5 also made like $3 billion.
But it's just that it just shows that just the scale of the game. Like this is
Well,
going
it
to
could be
be a very
scale. It
big
could be
game.
marketing too. I mean, they have celebrities
Well,
in that game at
yeah,
the
definitely, yeah.
wazoo. So I mean, they're putting all their not their all their eggs in this basket, but this is a huge, obviously, game for them. This is going to be one of the biggest games of last generation and this generation, just
Mhm.
period.
Mhm.
Um, I'm hoping to see if they have like or when they have a next gen version, like a little upscaled, like 4K 60 frames. I don't know what this is going to run at.
Yeah.
On your PC, it might be unlocked, but I don't know about us console players if we're going to have the ability to run it smoothly on the next gen. I don't know if the Series X and the PlayStation 5 uh, have that ability just to do it natively, like to just boost it up a little bit,
Yeah.
or if the developers have to go in and program that kind of
That's a
themselves.
good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't
And
know because
also, I did hear a rumor that I mean, this is pretty. I'm pretty sure this is pretty
more
flimsy.
rumors. I'm excited. More rumors.
Well, it's I didn't really go into the video like it was on YouTube, but the headline was uh a shortage of consoles until April of next year. I was like, hmm, that
Yeah,
might be interesting.
people like more consoles are being sold this generation than like they said Xbox. Of course, they said we set a 1 day record for Xbox sales with this thing. I'm like, I thought you guys were supposed to have low supply.
Yeah,
Does that mean everybody's buying all this? Like everyone is in a pandemic, and at first I thought everyone was like not supposed to have money. First of all, like I don't know, people are supposed to be losing their jobs, and then I see I can't find an Xbox controller at my local Target or
yeah.
Walmart because everyone's buying them every time they come in stock. So I'm
Well,
just
that's
like,
another
what?
thing too.
I don't
That's
understand.
when I mean, that's another thing too. Is I think like in the past like 2 months, we've gotten like like it's like been in the millions of jobs back. Like people are
Yeah,
getting more jobs back. Um, but
but
yeah. So
this was like in April. This was in April, March, and April, May. I'm
yeah.
talking. I
So
haven't seen an X. I saw an
mid.
Xbox controller one time in the last 9 months at my local Target down the street. That
Yeah.
should not happen.
Yeah.
PlayStations, they're there, but Switch, they're there. But Xbox controllers, maybe they just don't get them because nobody wants them. I don't know, but I'm just. It might be
Something.
that. I don't know.
But and then I mean that's that's Cyberpunk. I mean everyone knows that's gonna be a huge game. It's
I'm
like
glad it got delayed. I'm delay it again. Delay it again.
uh,
I don't have enough time. I got to beat Valhalla. That's gonna take me a little bit. Go ahead. I gotta play games with my girlfriend. I don't Cyberpunk. Take your time.
see here's the
Take
thing. Here's the thing. So if you didn't have any fucking games, you'd be a little more annoyed. So I don't want to hear it.
take your
Right.
time.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the beauty of having a backlog on purpose. That's a
Yeah.
beauty. It's a beauty. If I wanted to, I haven't played a Call of Duty game. I played what Warzone a little bit with you guys, like 4 or 5 matches. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. Real smooth, real nice. Okay, cool. I like it. Probably the best like battle royale game I've played. I like that more than Apex, or I liked it more than Battlefields, just
Yeah.
because
Battlefield.
Battlefields took so long to load. Maybe with my Series X, I can play it, and then it'll load me into the
Well,
games.
no one really plays Firestorm anymore. So
I don't.
I don't know. That's another thing too. I don't understand why Dice didn't. They just kind of let it die. They're like, all right, well, I guess we'll just let it die. Like, no, up. it, update, do what the hell are you talking about? BRs is the hottest fucking thing to play. Like, what are you
I
talking about?
mean, I don't know if it's the hottest thing to play, but I think
Well, in multiplayer.
it all depends on the game though. Like you see these trends, like you see games like the shared world experiences like Destiny come out, and and they have like the Marvel Avengers game that's Destiny like, except instead of the Hunter, Titan, and what was the other one?
Warlock.
Warlock. Yes, excuse me. Hunter, Titan, Warlock. You have the Marvel characters, and you upgrade the characters. You even go to like this hub world, like Destiny, and then you have bounty. You have all this stuff. It's basically a ripoff of Destiny. So I'm like, why are you getting into that genre so late? Like, people who like those games are already playing Destiny. And you can't do Destiny better, like that shared world experience, the hop in, do like a story mission, I don't think, better than Destiny can. Because like,
Well,
especially
yeah,
Destiny now.
yeah. One thing that I don't understand. Okay, so we have. I mean, I know Batman is DC, but we have Batman, and then we have Spider Man, and both open world games. Phenomenal, literally amazing, just amazing games. Okay.
Real detailed, a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
bunch of like fan service around the board. Yeah, I like them.
Why the fuck did no gaming company during all the Marvel movies when everyone was hyped as fuck for any Marvel movie that came out? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like I said, I'm not a developer, but as a gamer, why the fuck didn't any publisher,
There
EA?
are no good Marvel games. Like
I
besides
know,
Spider
like,
and Spider-Man at the time wasn't in the Marvel movie. Like he is now, but he
yeah, I'm like,
wasn't.
what are you doing? You could have made millions. Just make it an open world.
They would have made
Stop.
They would have made billions. They would like imagine being Iron Man and just being Tony Stark, like in a mission.
Yeah.
Like he has to be somewhere. You're talking to Pepper Potts. You're at a cafe, and then something crazy, some crazy happens, and then all of a sudden you're like you go out into the middle of the street. You call in your suit, and then your suit just comes from the sky, just and then you become Iron Man, and then fly off. I'm
I don't get it. That to me,
like
I
take my
don't
money,
understand it.
take my
Yeah,
money.
here you go.
Yeah, like it's unbelievable. And then that's what I know. I remember you being so excited about Anthem because you were just like, this is the Iron Man game I always wanted. I just want to fly around in a mech suit. This is awesome. And
See,
then
and then still that was still awesome in Anthem. That was still
I heard
cool.
that. Yeah, I heard the flying was cool,
Yeah,
but the game has to be cool. That's the hard part.
that was so
So
bad.
I'm just saying, like, I don't understand the issue with it. Like, especially since all of those characters, they're brawlers. They're make a looter slasher or a looter beat 'em up. Like, I don't understand.
Hello.
Like it's real. I don't know. Like obviously, it's very difficult to make games, but you can just substitute that character for anything. Mostly any of
And
the
then they
Marvel
go and
characters.
make this Marvel game. It was kind of crap. Okay, they updated it. Yeah,
Yeah, like
but
I'm sure it's fun, but
but no,
it's not gonna
nope,
keep people for a long time.
nope.
Yeah, it's like
It was no.
I'm
Stop.
yeah, I'm sure
They
it's
all
fun.
no, no, not
Not fun at
you.
all.
No, not
Oh,
you.
that.
Them. Stop what you stop. Let's make a Marvel game. Oh, it's gonna be like Batman. No, no.
But that's really
Be like
successful. You don't think we
Spider
should do that?
Man. No, we're doing it our own way. Well, you're an idiot. Oh my god. Come on.
I do have,
So
but
frustrating.
once that game, I have to play that game once it goes free to play because it's going to go free to play for a little bit. I want to see.
You'll play it. I mean, like I said, it's okay. There's it's all right. The voice acting's good. There are pretty cool moves to it. But even then, like it's just like when I think of like a Marvel game, Spider-Man. Well, I mean, when I think of any open superhero game, well, I mean, I guess you could say Batman's not necessarily a superhero. He's a whatever
Wait,
vigilante. Yeah.
yeah,
But whenever I think of a fucking superhero game, the basics, I go
you're
to fucking Batman
you're yeah
immediately.
you're in a city or whatever, and you have to take you fight crime, you patrol the city's at risk for some reason, and then you have to go save them.
And then just Spider-Man, of course, and Spider-Man, the combat isn't like Batman. It's its own, it's its own. I mean, you could like dodge and stuff, and Spidey sense and all that, but it's it's not like, oh, someone's coming in, I get an indicator, and then I can do a counter and all that. and you can like you kind of like if you dodge, you can shoot. If you get like a perfect dodge, you'll see Spider-Man. He'll shoot like a web and it'll hit the
I'm
enemy's
like
face and like kind of like daze him, stun him a little bit.
stun 'em or whatever. Yeah,
But
that's the one thing I liked about Valhalla is that the weak point mechanic. You
yeah,
fight.
yeah,
Yeah, because in Red Dead Redemption 2, I love the hunting, and instead of going for the head every time, which hunters don't do,
yeah.
they go for the vital organs, the lung or the heart or whatever. And then so when I hunted and I saw that pop up on the deer, I'm like, I perked up. I was like, oh, no way, hold on a second,
Yeah.
because that's what I love, that I don't watch trailers, I don't watch behind the scenes stupid things until after I play the game, because those moments would be gone. They
Hmm.
would they would be completely gone
No, that's the
if I
thing. I didn't know about that either. I didn't know about that, and I had watched. Well, okay. Well, actually, we'll say this: Rockstar, they did a very good job of keeping the lid on the spoilers on the
yeah.
movies. They did a really good fucking job.
Like when
CD
certain
Projekt
like
Red
when
is doing
certain main
good too.
villains like would pop up, like they're supposed to be dead, and then like they pop up psychologically because they're messing up, and it's like a person sitting on like a
Yeah,
scaffolding way up high where he could never get to, and he's like, "How you doing?" Well, I'm messing with him, like, and that wasn't teased or whatever at all in the trailer. I was just like, that's a main part of why I love that game. Like, and it's not anywhere in the trailers at all.
yeah, and then of course, if you when you do hit their vital organs, they won't just and then fall over. No, they'll get up, run for a while, and then fall over, and then they'll still be alive, and you have to go up and. First time I saw that, I was like,
And that was in Red. That's in Red Dead, not Valhalla, right? It's not
correct. No, no.
okay. I was like, they do it in Valhalla too. What?
Oh my, yeah,
I haven't
right.
seen that. I heard like the noises they make are basically pulled because I watch Meat Eater with Steve Rinella on Netflix, and he goes out and hunts different kinds of
Yeah,
animals and stuff like that. And like just hearing elk or hearing deer, like just fucking sound off in the wild, like it sounds like, especially with the headset, you hear stuff off in the distance, and you're like, that sounds exactly like the TV show I watch, which I think is what real life is like.
yeah,
Like this is what like, and then the enemies too. Like if you hit a guy in the leg, he'll be down for a while, like holding his leg. Or if you're fighting an archer, you hit him in his arm, and then he can't shoot at you for a while after that. If you
yeah,
run up to him, you can do that stun finisher.
yeah. So yeah, they got so yeah. There's some cool there's some really cool things in Valhalla. I definitely need to keep playing it. I'm gonna bring my Xbox tonight at work and play that. But what are we at? How long
We
are we?
got 13 minutes left. Is there anything that's pressing? Because like we can go into little news.
Well,
I got a few little news things.
go ahead.
Unless you do. What were you going to say? You were about to say something.
No,
I'll
I was just gonna talk about how shitty Call of Duty is, but everyone knows that.
No, 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 no. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you returned. Okay, okay. We'll end on this because this is a juicy. You bought um
Yeah, I bought the
Call
new.
of Duty.
I bought it for the zombies because I saw the zombies. I was like, I literally what I was watching. No, listen. Okay, okay. First of all,
You frustrate me so much.
shut your damn mouth. Shut your damn mouth.
Wh-
Shut your damn
wh-
mouth. Okay? Shut your damn
Oh,
mouth. Because
unbelievable.
Black Ops 2 zombies was amazing. That was the best zombies ever. That was So I don't want to hear it. Okay, you're the only weird odd one that doesn't like that. Okay, so shush it.
The same thing. Hordes of zombies coming at you every
Obviously,
like
obviously it's different. But
every
when I
3 years.
saw the gameplay, I was like, there's obviously differences. But when I saw the gameplay, I was like, I feel like this. I was taken back. I was like, I'm gonna have to try it out. So
Okay,
I tried
so
it out.
it has nostalgia purposes for you.
Yes.
Okay,
So then I bought it.
that I can buy.
Yeah. So
That
then I bought it, and we were gonna. It was late at night. We were gonna wait till today, and then Ricky, and then someone else that they know. We were all gonna play 4-player co-op zombies. Last night,
okay.
played 2 to 3 games Call of Duty. Lost my mind. I'm like, I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and rage at this game. I'm just. I'm like, I quit out, and then I got a refund, and then today it told me, yeah, your funds have been refunded. I'm like, thank you. No,
So what day? This is interesting to me because I've never been able to refund a video game before, but maybe like I could because I've never refunded a digital game. But so you bought it what day and then
yesterday,
returned it what day?
yesterday, and then I think it was like just like a few hours later I returned it. Oh my god, I was like, biggest mistake I've ever done.
So is it the zombie part you liked?
Well, that's the thing. I hadn't even tried it yet. We were going to try it today. We were going to do 4-player co-op with it, but we didn't. But last night, me and Dylan, we were just playing around on multiplayer, just to, whatever. And what's really funny is I played the
Why do
alpha
you
and
get so
the beta.
mad? Why do you get so mad? I get upset in Sea of Thieves, and I've video gamed yelled at my girlfriend before because we have all this loot, right? We have all this
Yeah,
loot that we've worked 2.5 hours for, and then she gets hit by a cannonball, and then like last night I was like, "What are you doing?" The ship ran into us like this, boom. Okay, they're up top here shooting at her. They hit her with like their pistols and stuff. She just stands there, pulls out a pomegranate, and starts eating it, dead still. Doesn't move around, doesn't try to hide or anything like that. And I'm all, "What are you doing standing there?" And she's like, "Well, I had to heal. I had to. They hit me." I was like, "Don't stand still. Like that's
they're going to keep
what is
hitting
the
you.
easiest thing to shoot? A stationary target." And
Yeah,
I'm just like, I'm video game flipping out, and I'm like, "No, move around." But she ended up surviving. We did fine. But like in her head, that's how she heals, because she fights the skeletons that are the
yeah,
NPCs.
yeah.
But it's not that big of a deal. But what is it? And then like about getting mad, because I want to talk to you about you getting upset and returning a game because you don't like how the multiplayer is after 2 or 3 games. Um, the reason I get upset is because we work 2 or 3 hours on that loot, and then if someone comes and kills us and takes it, that's time lost. What is it about besides just someone killing you that's upsetting? Like, because you don't lose anything. You don't.
No, it's not obviously. And like I don't necessarily get super angry. Maybe if I'm like if I have like a kill streak, like if I have like 4 or 5 kills and then I die, I'm like, damn it, oh fuck, I died.
Yeah,
No, it's not
yeah.
that. There's already meta weapons in the game. The game's been out. No, well they had an alpha and a beta, and in those alphas and betas, there was already meta weapons. And then when the fucking full release of the game, still the same meta weapons. It's the MP5 and the stupid bullshit spaz shotgun. It has like 9 shots. It's literally like this. Now look, it's literally 2 shots. I came up. I flanked around this guy. I'm shooting him. I'm literally hitting him, hitting him, hitting him, hitting him. He turns at me, and goes bam, bam with the spaz, and I'm dead. I'm like, MP5, ridiculous. It's completely overpowered. And then the
You
damage
guys don't
output.
play on the hardcore thing, right? You guys play on like the normal.
No, yeah, hardcore is even worse. People just camp all the time. They don't even get me started on that.
One thing. Well, that's like if
No, I
you're
know,
worried
but
about the time, the what is it?
TTK, time to
Yeah,
kill.
yeah, time to kill. If you're worried about that, why don't you play it where it's smaller? So if you're smarter than somebody and see them first, they're dead.
That's my problem. Is if you literally can't do that in hardcore. You have to stay, and you have to just basically camp and look at a door and wait for people to come out, because that's what everyone else fucking does. That's why we don't play it. We've tried it. We're like, okay, all right, well, but it's people. They just, and I get it. I understand why people do it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit there. No. Also, but and then of course the damage output. Like I'm sitting there, putting half mag, full mag into someone, they're just not dying, and then I die, and I got to the point where I was like, I'm not going to spend $65 on this game where they're probably not going to update it for another month. You see what I'm saying? And the meta weapons, like every time I saw a kill cam, they had an MP5, 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 and that right there, it turned me off so much. But like I said, I played the alpha and the beta, and it's still there. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't. No, I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm just not gonna do this anymore. So I just, like, I'm not gonna try to give it a chance. Nope, nope. I'm not. I'm tired of this simplistic bullshit shooters. I'm sick of it. This just like it's just so stupid and so simple and so simple minded, and I can't do it. I can't. There's no depth. It spray. Oh, I gotta kill. Spray. Oh, I gotta kill. Oh, no recoil. No recoil. I have an LMG and there's no, like, no. I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I can't.
How much you want to bet that you buy the game again?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not good. Like, especially with I have Godfall, and then I have Assassin's Creed, and then I have Cyberpunk. I'm not buying the game. I'm just not.
I have do you want to bet money that do you want to have a little friendly wager? No money, just a friendly
Sure,
little wager. Okay.
sure.
I think you'll buy it before the year's up. Not before the year's up. I'd say before 6 months from now.
And the reason why I know I won't is because usually if I'd get mad at a game, I just uninstall. I'm like, if I get overly mad, I'm like, dude, screw this. I'm just gonna uninstall this game. That is the first time I've ever done that. That is the first time I've ever gotten so mad where I uninstall it and then get my money back. Ever.
I think you're gonna buy it again.
Nah.
You're gonna see your buddies playing it. They're gonna be like, you're gonna send you a little. Oh, look at this this cool zombie. Oh, you're like, okay, I'll buy it and just play the zombies. Just play the zombies.
Believe what you want to believe, Chase.
I will, and I would. I'm gonna rub it in your face so much, and it's gonna be so fun to see, or just to experience. It's gonna be nice.
Well, I mean, I haven't done that before. I haven't. Oh, I got refund.
Well, you've never also returned the game either. That's what I'm saying. This is a new experience for you.
Oh God.
So I'm saying you're gonna be like, I'm not doing that. Oh, I'll buy it. I already bought it again. I already bought it, so I'll buy it again. I don't know why I'm excited, but yes. Okay. What do I want to? Oh, okay. Sorry. I had these open. There was one thing I thought you would. Corey's calling me. Ignore. No. Let me see here. IGN saved the series. Blah 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 blah. Battlefield confirmed. Yeah, it's confirmed for holiday 2021. Is that what you heard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Because I didn't know if that was. Is that another rumor or is that?
No, that's they DICE themselves. They came out and said that. I got that information from Jack Frags on YouTube.
Okay.
He's actually pretty popular on YouTube in the gaming industry.
Jack Frags, you like him? Well, what does he do?
Well, he'll play video games and then he'll give video game information. All kind of stuff.
So it's just like news, reviews.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then there was something else. Let's see. Speaking of your PC and your VR headset, I heard Half-Life Alyx has a developer commentary in it now. Have you heard anything? Have you watched that
in game?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I didn't. I haven't known about that. That's interesting.
Okay, well, before maybe the next episode, I would like to know what that is because I tried to look it up on YouTube.
And you
nothing. I
Yeah,
love I love when developers talk about how they.
Oh yeah, Mm-hmm. Because you get more insight and stuff like that.
How they do stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else really. I like my Series X. The controller.
Oh yeah,
is way better. I don't know. I want to see the DualSense. I'll never really play like an in-depth PlayStation game like too much. I think I just too much money, too much. I don't have enough time to play I barely have enough time to play my one console.
I know you're just so busy with work and all that. I know.
No, I just can't. No, it's not that I'm not busy with work. It's just I just can't do. I can't envision myself sitting down for 4 or 5 hours at it, 5-6 hours at it, like on a daily basis. Like,
hey man, look, you're missing out.
I'll
get a
try.
PlayStation 5 and get Ghost of Tsushima. Sick of it.
And I know. And then if I want to play all those old games, I want to buy the new console and play the old games on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll try. Maybe I'll just like bum it off you. I'll just come over to your house, play it for a little bit, get an idea, be like, okay, I got it. But there's plenty of games on Xbox that'll keep me busy. I'm not too worried about that. But the controller and the way it clicks and the D-pad, the bumpers I like, the texture of the controller.
Really cool how much of a difference just small changes, significant changes.
Yeah, just these little tiny altercations, making the controller a little bit smaller. I bought yesterday. I bought that Bluetooth jack that I told you about. Mm-hmm. That'll go into the controller. Then I can go into my speakers, and I can finally hear it instead of having headphones. That's nice. I don't know why that you can't just connect your Xbox to a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a $500 piece of equipment that you can't use Bluetooth audio on for some reason. I'm wondering what the issue is. Maybe it messes with the controller since that's Bluetooth, but I don't know. Does that make sense? Because
I don't know. But what I do know is I'm gonna have to use the bathroom.
Your bathroom? Oh. Okay, well, you're done. This has been Video Games and Nonsense with Chase and Raymond. He's got to go take a dump, apparently. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.